All right, let's try to do this in one take. This is a valve disassembly, cup seal change, whatever you want to do in there. WGP sniper conversion, 2K body, but doesn't really matter. 1/8, get a good long one. I always keep miscellaneous tools, a little bit of oil, jam nut tool, autocockerparts.com if you don't have one, and always a wrench. And if you're going to change the O-ring on it, have O-rings. I'd never remember O-ring sizes. I just have all the common ones and fit whatever one fits. Always sometimes gets me in trouble. I bolt out. Take your 1/8, little hole top. That's going to drop down. And now that your bolt is out, it can get into your lug and your hammer. And sometimes you got to play around a little bit with the cocky rod to fit it in there. But like when it's in there, like you'll know it, you'll recognize what threads feel like when they start moving. So turn that out. If you want, you can count turns till it's flush, and then you can put it back in the exact same spot when you reassemble it. But I can just kind of do it by feel by now, I guess. Cocking rod out for a sec. Take the pump arm off. Usually don't have to take off this piece. You can and like fiddle around kind of through it if you want to, but that kind of sucks if you have to do that. Take the grip frame off. I already have the rag and the macro line off. And if you're dealing with this with a normal autococker, it's pretty much the same, except obviously your ram's going to stay on. And your front block, and you got to kind of get it off the timing rod. But for a pump, it's easy. Take that off. And now you can kind of see underneath, that's the lug that we screwed out backwards. Let's see, we got a little retaining screw for the valve, which I forget exactly which size that is. But it's standard, so like all cockers. Rusty. And then I go, I think one size up for the IVG, the internal velocity governor. Stick that in there. Unscrew it. Your hammer spring is going to fall out too. Down. Hammer spring. If you forget and get it mixed up, it's the big one. Sometimes you can shake that out. Take your hammer. Do we back it out? Oh, I might have backed it out too much. You can back it out too much. And here comes the hammer. All right. Now, the only thing holding in our valve is the jam nut. So the jam nut is like, it's kind of round, and then this guy sticks in the center, and this thing gives it the perfect little spacer. So stick it down in there, it fits around the valve, and you'll just kind of feel it grab. now you can see the valve's already starting to move. And it needs a little convincing. Yeah, a pick is probably better to do this with. But if you've done it 1,000 times, pop that down. If it's old and see it nice and rusty like mine, it's gonna get probably a little stuck in there. So I'll poke it around a little bit, see if I can get it out. And if it is stuck in there, you can kind of undo this side sometimes. And then kind of press through that hole and push the valve out. It's always neater when you can do it without having to take off the front, because taking off your front block's a little bit more of a pain. But yeah, I don't think that was gonna seal. It currently has 0 O-ring on it. And kind of look down there and kind of see if it's in there. Oop. I think it just might went away. I don't know if it was in there. Well, it's gone. Shit. Knocked over a phantom. Oh, shit. Alright, got the valve out. And we can clean it up. Put on a new number 12 O-ring. Put on your new cup seal. Put your new cup seal in. If you put in a new cup seal, stick the valve spring on top of the cup seal. And just do just a little bit of oil. You can also use like Dow 33 for this, no problem. And then we're gonna guide this bad boy back down. Slide it back in. All right, we push it in. I'm gonna get a pick or a little Allen key to get over here and reline up the valve hole. And I've got to, this is kind of probably not the best way to do it, but it's the way I do it. I just stick that in there. It'll leave the valve hole lined up. Stick the jam nut on the tool. And then I start, see, I'm going to get a couple threads in, just pushing it down. And let's see, how bad did I screw up? Get that lined up. There we go. Oop. You see how it kind of wanders if you try to tighten it. So we're going to back it up just a little bit, get our Allen key or our pick and kind of poke it to the side. Loosen it up again if we need to. And then we're going to get, remember our little retaining screw here? Now we start the retaining screw. And is that a 1/8? No, it's not a 1/8, of course not. That is whatever this one is. That's okay. Just gotta put that down just a little bit. Don't snug it down super hard. Come back, snug down the valve jam nut, and then tighten down this guy just a little bit. This guy doesn't have to be super tight. It just has to be past flush, and it has to be in the valve. All right, beautiful. And then the rest of it is just kind of doing what you were doing before in reverse. If you want to, you can put the hammer in while it is over here. Where'd my hammer go? There it is. You kind of just screw that in there. Hold it on for a sec. Stick it in and slide it back to the, you know, to a spot we're just going to go through, and then go back up to the top again with your 1/8. And don't treat your gun as roughly as I do. This is an old beater. I should have mentioned that. And you screw it in till it's usually just about flush with the bottoms, okay? But I mean, and then maybe just a little bit up. Usually you can just kind of put it together and know it'll work like that. Now that the leg's out, you take the cocking rod off again. You put the hammer spring in. Put the IVG on. Should have mentioned, kind of check where that IVG was before, but as long as you didn't check the regulator, just re-chrono the gun and you'll find right in the back exactly where it was. Alright, and I'm just going to stick that in there just because I like to. I'll put the grip frame back on. If your gun's this dirty, clean it up more. But if you just don't care, run with it. All right, your frame's back on. So check, cock it, shoot it, cock it. Usually if you give it a shake, wiggle the cocking rod, make sure it doesn't come off. You basically, and it shoots, you basically put it back in the right spot. Stick that back on. Take the cocking rod out for another second. Be more careful if it's a gun you care about. I'm just banging fucking aluminum together. Bolt-in pin, cocking rod, there you go again.